Fizban's Treasury of Dragons has been out for a few days now. It introduces a bunch of new character customization options, and in this video I will focus on new and improved Dragonborn. But before we dissect the scaly adventurers, I want to inform you that this Sunday, tomorrow, October 31st, I will be live streaming a charity 5th edition D&D one-shot on this channel as part of a bigger local fantasy convention, Fantasticon. It's a part 2 of last year's charity livestream as well, but this time around we'll be playing in person instead of playing online. Hopefully it will be a better experience. So if you can spare a few minutes of your free time, come say hi into the chat and maybe chuck a buck or two my way. All donations will be influencing the events and encounters in real time and ultimately given to the local hospital's pediatric oncology department. Good cause, loads of fun, so hopefully, see you tomorrow. Yeah, anyway, let's jump right into the Dragonborn. We have the Unearthed Arcana that's been released in April of this year, and now it's been made official. So basically, these new Dragonborn, they are better, but they've been slightly nerfed. Not to the point of it being too much in my own opinion, but also, I don't really see why. Maybe it's been playtested, maybe people said it's too much. I never really found their Unearthed Arcana abilities to be anything that would give me like any trouble or anything. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So let's just kind of like begin. Basically, you're still a humanoid, you still have your chromatic and gem. You have new, obviously, gem ones and metallic ones. They are the old ones. It's in terms of the old Dragonborn. When we compared them, I mean, they are better. The old Dragonborn had their breath weapon basically dealing 2d6, then 3, 4, and 5 at higher levels. But they could only do it once per short or long rest. So yeah, I mean, I guess, if you take a couple short rests per day, you can do it multiple times per day. But then at the same time, what if you don't, right? What if you want to breathe your weapon a couple times in a single combat encounter and, you can't do it? Well, here you can. You are still limited to your proficiency bonus, so at levels 1 to 4 you can do it twice per day. At levels 5 to 11 you can do it 3 times, then 4, and so on and so on. And then you get your uses, back at the end of the long rest. But here it's actually even better because, before you had to use your action to exhale destructive energy, so it took your entire action to do it. But here you can take the attack action, and then if you're a fighter or a ranger or a paladin or whatever, and you have extra attack, one of you can still attack once, and then instead of your other attack, or maybe instead of your third attack if you're a fighter, you can, exhale a destructive wave of magical energy that hurts everything in a, well, for chromatic Dragonborn, 30-foot line and 5-foot wide a long line, yeah. So, the mechanics are the same. The damage has been slightly nerfed compared to Unearthed Arcana. And in Unearthed Arcana it's been 2d8, then 3, 4, and 5. Here it's 1d10 instead of 2d8, and then it becomes 2, 3, and 4d10 at higher levels. I don't think leaving it at 4d8 would matter too much, honestly. Maybe they felt it was giving too much power to a race, but then, we have to remember that this is pretty much the best thing they do have, other than obviously chromatic warding, which, you can become immune to the type of damage associated with your chromatic ancestry. Now, this has been also nerfed. I don't know why they made it a minute instead of 10 minutes like it was in the Unearthed Arcana. I don't think 10 minutes, again, was too much. It would maybe allow you to do it like a couple times, if you're fighting a couple fights in a span of 10 minutes, then maybe, but usually it doesn't happen, so I don't understand why the change. It's especially since you do need an action to activate it anyway, so your first round of combat goes to just protecting yourself. You're not dealing any damage, you're not, casting any control spells or healing or whatever. You're just, making yourself immune to this damage type. And also, you have to realize, I mean, this is pretty much one type of, chromatic ancestry. So if you are, you know, if you make yourself immune to poison and you're fighting a bunch of fire damage, well, then this is useless, right? So it is what it is. It's better than the PHB 2014 Dragonborn, definitely, but, you know, at the same time, it's been slightly nerfed compared to Unearthed Arcana, so yeah, that's where I stand. I think it's playable, but I also don't really understand why the change, and following that same kind of like, you know, logic or design intent, the Gem Dragonborn also received a slight nerf as well, because all of these Dragonborn, their breath weapons, are dealing 1d10, then 2, 3, and 4 at higher levels, damage type of the ancestry that you choose. For Gem Dragonborn, I think everything else is the same, if I'm not mistaken. Telepathy, did they nerf? Nope, it's still the same. And then we have the Gem Flight. Now, Gem Flight, oh yeah, that has been nerfed. So starting at 3rd level, for Unearthed Arcana, they moved it over to level 5. It does still use your bonus action. It lasts for 1 minute. So, yeah, I mean, I guess level 3 is a bit too early for flight. But then we do have the flying tieflings. We also have Arakokras. We have Aasimars, which can do it from level 1. So, I don't really understand why. I haven't play tested it. Maybe there's a good reason. Me personally, my own opinion is that this wouldn't be a problem if it was left at level 3, but it is what it is, you know. Other than that, yeah, I mean, playable, similar to chromatic ones. Also, it's pretty much, you know, it's fun that we get basically a new kind of Dragonborn, not just an upgrade to old ones, metallic and chromatic ones. Also, the image looks absolutely hilarious with their hovering gems, you know, as their, I mean, whoever did the art for these, for Fizban did a very, very good job. And, well, I mean, it needs a raise. All the images look absolutely amazing. But yeah, this is not a art video, this is a mechanics video, so let's move onward. Yeah, so, for some reason I close this up. Yeah, so we finally have the metallic ones, same approach to the breath weapon. We get the you know, 1d10 at level 1, and then 5 is 2, 11 is 3, you know, 4 at level 17. In terms of the non-damaging breath weapons, I think these got slightly nerfed as well, if I'm not mistaken. 20 feet, knocked prone. No, actually, this one has been the same, and then this is a constitution saving throw. And becoming capacity. So this is actually the same, but you can't do so again until you you finish a long rest. And here, oh yeah, so they didn't change this thing, metallic breath weapon, but they obviously left the basic damage one to be the same. Now, honestly, I can kind of get why they did it, so that you can only use it once per day. Also, yeah, it has been nerfed. Okay, so at level 3, and here is also at level 5. So basically, for gems and metallics, they moved their level 3 abilities to level 5. And you can only use them once per day. I mean, making somebody incapacitated is pretty powerful at times, even though it's once per turn. So I guess they didn't want to make the race feel like a spellcaster. And then they just kind of like made it once per day. I'm okay with that. I'm not really opposed to it, even though you could maybe even tie this to proficiency bonus. I don't think it would make the race overpowered, but maybe it would feel a bit more powerful than most of the other races. So, you know, keep it once per day, that's fine. Especially since you know, when you consider that, for example, Aasimars, well, I mean, not the Dragonborns, right? Aasimars and stuff like that, they also get like extra damage and stuff like that, but they can only do it once per day as well with their action and, you know, things of that nature. And that would be pretty much that for the Dragonborn. Again, don't forget to check out my Sunday live stream, where we'll be failing miserably and hilariously, as usually, you know, it happens when you play D&D, both as a DM and as a player. Like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button, you know the YouTube drill, and in the next video I will be talking more about the subclass options. So, min-max munchking out, and talk to you, well, basically very soon.